That's a good start. So greetings, Internet. We're here at Southern Fried Gaming Expo 2023 in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's a nice 84 degrees out. We are here with
Bobbi I'm the general manager at Replay Amusement Museum.
Where's that located?
We're in Tarpon Springs, Florida, so Tampa Bay.
And it's been open quite a few years, well.
8 years, will be 9 in October.
Wow, that's
right.
The number in my head. It was 8.
Isn't that wild? It's been a fun wild ride.
That was around when I quit my IT career and said, on my last conference call, I said, it's been fun. I'm starting an arcade and a video game store. Goodbye. And hung up, and I never looked back.
Made fun and games your job.
Yeah, I call
it's work, but it's fun and games.
It's our calling in life, because you've had previous jobs that are like just jobs you sort of liked.
Things that I thought could be a career, but just didn't end up what I wanted to truly do.
And what was your introduction to pinball?
So we live not terribly far from a bowling alley. So I'm like the bowling alley story where the parents would throw you some quarters, go play. My parents played pinball and I loved it. As a little kid, I wanted to know what they were doing with those flippers and how they were making that ball move where they wanted it to. And pinball is one of those things, if you like reading, if you like puzzles, if you like figuring things out, it can really draw you in really quickly.
That's a very good explanation. That would be good marketing.
If you don't like reading, you're going to struggle with pinball. You're going to do a lot of practice, but if you just take the time, it's all there if you're willing to take the time and read it.
And the puzzle pieces too. Because they stack together. The 101 I teach is, can I give you a few tips? All right, first, keep your hands on the buttons. I said, you don't drive with your hands off the steering wheel, do you? No, you keep them on the buttons. You don't double flip. Why? Because it's like you're opening the drawbridge. You don't want to do that.
I do sports comparisons with little kids in the museum.
Okay.
Have you ever played soccer or baseball? Well, soccer, you can't kick with both legs and hit the ball right.
Bingo. Oh,
so
yeah.
You want to slow down. You want to pick one paddle to use. Flip that one. Yeah, it's and then baseball. Wait till it comes very close.
That's right.
And then hit it for a home run so you get a good, clean, powerful shot.
That's good.
Once you start explaining, those flips are taking power away from them. So you want to wait, you want a nice supercharged flip to get that nice clean
That's very nuanced though, is that flipping a lot disengages them, especially on EMs.
Yeah.
That's very nuanced.
And once you explain it to someone, you start connecting the dots of the puzzle. It starts making more sense. It's not just keeping the ball alive. It's, oh, okay. So honestly, it's like hockey, but no one plays hockey in Florida.
Explain, please.
A drop catch, you drop catch in hockey. You catch that puck. There's a lot of similariars, but soccer and baseball.
Live catch, dead flip, all these little nuances that.
Those pieces of the pinball puzzle.
Did you play as a kid, then have that time that you didn't and rediscover it, or it was always a little around?
It was always a little around because my parents were really into it, so they had friends that had games at their home.
Oh.
So we would go to the home game, and mostly old EMs. When I remember going to homes, it was older games. It wasn't the newest game coming out. It was a game that had been around, for a few years or a couple decades at that point.
And then
so it just kind of stayed in my life. In high school, I was the DD for my parents' dates. We would go to the bar and grill.
Right.
They would drink and we would eat and play pinball, and then I would drive us home as practice on my learner's permit. And then you started seeing them in locations in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And Anonymous, Patrick Schatzer, he saw me playing at a bar, started saying you kind of know what you're doing. We have tournaments. We have a league that I'm starting up. If you're interested, we'd love to, get you in the hobby more. He took me to my first Point Monsters, my first big event at the Asylum.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it. It's something that was missing from my life that I didn't know I needed.
Little side note, the Asylum used to be kind of, not insider, but friends and fam.
It is still a private location.
Yeah.
But you had to know somebody. It wasn't, you wouldn't see anything online about it. Nothing was posted anywhere.
Yeah, it was friends of friends, and we are all a pinball family.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's something I think a lot of us aren't, you know, your normal white bread type of people. We don't go to church on Sunday. We don't have this community that we see once a week, a couple times a month.
It's not regular. Yeah, it's not regular.
Pinball becomes that. You know, we find our fellowship, our sisterhood, our community of people that we're all into the similar things. You see so many carryovers: disc golf, D&D, cars. You know, there's tons of car racers, people that love racing cars and go-karts. And it's like, would you think it had to do with pinball? No, but it does.
Yeah, so we all have similar interests. It's not, and we can go to a pinball convention and talk about music and art and travel.
It's a bunch of ex-gifted kids, you know? We're all a bunch of ex-gifted kids.
Don't put us over. Some of us weren't chosen. We weren't the chosen few. We had to revel in our obscurity.
You know, it brings people together that would have never met.
That's right, and we all love our biological family. But my analogy is always, people are in your life, your world, or your universe. People in your universe you've seen once or twice.
Yeah.
People in your world, you're they're friends and family. You might see them every few years. People in your life are in your closer orbit. They do matter more. And you keep more in tabs, and I find that a lot of pinball people in my life, there's a lot of family and in our lives, they're out in the orbit of world and universe, and that's not bad. It just is.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be into pinball, but at least say, hey, you're doing good, Cody. Like, go team go. Saying go team go goes along just once. Like a little
You always want someone to at least check up, like, how are you doing? You know, what's your world ranking now? How are you doing on those tournaments?
Yeah, or a kudos. Like, I find I've already beat by end of July as many kudos as I usually get in a year. Now, not that I need them, but it's like one guy says, I was behind a bar location. I have stuff at, and he says, oh, this is the guy that keeps everything running, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm gassing you up. And I said, it's not gas if it's true.
Yeah, it's just an attaboy.
And so it's part of your life. It's been part of your life. How did it evolve to being part of your calling, your work, full life?
So I was a professional cook. I was in hospitality. I have a culinary degree. You know, and that's kind of what I thought I would end up doing. And it's something that everybody does it. Everybody eats. Everybody needs food. It seemed like a very secure job. But then I fell in love with replay. I just kept showing up. I started working on Sundays, like a little part-time fill-in gig. I would help cover on holidays and stuff like that. And it just slowly consumed me and turned into my whole life.
And instead of just jumping in and saying, oh, I want to work here full-time, you played there and visited.
I took the baby steps, you know. Got a game at home. Started tinkering with that one, getting comfortable with that one, and then got more comfortable with the games at work.
What was your first game you bought?
First game I bought was Toledo. First game I received my first game as a gift. It's Aquarius.
Okay.
Old Gottlieb thing. And that's what I prefer. I prefer older games. I think the newest game in our collection is Secret Service.
So you're more of a Gottlieb than Bally EM gal?
You know,
they both have their merits, but I like those Gottlieb flippers and the
classic Gottlieb.
Smooth operator.
But I love the System 1 Gottliebs, you know? I like the Gottlieb's people dog because I like those twerpy games.
What, Countdown and Cleopatra.
You know, there's some great games out there that people just will immediately be like, oh, it's a Gottlieb. No, that era.
Cleopatra's a great theme.
And that has both. That has Solid State and EM.
They have it. Okay,
That's one of those ones you'll find randomly.
You've seen the EM. I haven't.
I tend not to have a lot of brand preferences with classic games. You know.
No, I've never played the EM. Like they made Charlie's Angels. They made an EM and Solid State, and EM was It was too dated to be doing EM, and there's like the scoring.
Well, people didn't want to, you still see it. People don't want to move into the next technology.
Isn't that wild?
Isn't
that wild? Like,
everyone fears change.
Well, isn't that wild? But
then we can think about how you can play Venom now.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. Continuing that storyline or picking a new one.
What's your initial review of that RPG growing, leveling up?
I think it's great. I think it's going to bring people to pinball that, maybe don't have as much interest normally, but seeing those achievements on that screen, giving people achievements, giving people goals. People love, goal-oriented things. That, and then bringing in the newer technology,
Yeah, not everybody can do a lot with 3 balls, let alone 5 or 10. From what I can discern, there's a timer that starts when you start the save game state, and what it does is it says speed run up top, and so it discerns how long it takes you to beat Null.
Okay.
And so each time you defeat the main boss Null, you get to choose Venomized, Hulk, Captain America, or Wolverine. That's 3 times.
Like, it's just a really, it's you can tell it's going to be so deep. It's a game people are going to play over and over and over if they choose to.
And even if you just play it for fun, that's the thing is, if someone wants to be serious, they can be serious.
Mm-hmm.
Just flip around, they can flip around. Yeah. And the underlining purpose of the leveling up, the people that want to do that can do that. And the people that don't, even if they log in inside or connect and don't know what's going on, well, it's doing it for you.
And it kind of started with Deadpool,
Yeah.
Deadpool, you can play it very superficially and have a great game, or you can play it a very complex, deep way. It's fun seeing the evolution of pinball. Going from a bonus multiplier and jacking up the lip spinner to now like a whole storyline that you can play forever.
So you like both the classic kind of floaty bonus heavy EMs and solid states, the heavy bonus.
I love classic games. That's what drew me into competition, because I tended to do better at a classics match.
Why? Why do you think?
I don't know.
It just is. To me,
I think it's.
I feel good playing a Gottlieb EM. I feel good playing an Orbit or a.
The bells and chimes, the sensory of that vibration and the noise. It's very soothing.
It's just right.
Satisfying.
It's a different frequency. It's a different frequency than 44.1 hertz CD quality music with a subwoofer.
Don't get me wrong. When I'm playing Final Resistant and that whole cabinet is shaking,
it's rumbling.
I am the happiest person alive. That's the whole thing. I love all eras.
What do you think of that so far? You got to play it.
I love it. Well, I love TNA. I love Scott Denesi.
It's beyond wave.
I love P3 Multimorphic. I think they're doing Pinball 2000 right.
Way beyond 2000.
Where Pinball 2000 went wrong, P3 is going so right, and I love to see it. I love to see the boutique, the smaller companies coming out with great designs, great IP. Freaking Weird Al. I love that game.
For years I've said Weird Al deserves a game.
Here's the thing.
He's fun.
P3, if you don't like video modes, you might not be happy on it. I will say that.
Why do you say that?
Because it feels like a lot of video mode. You have that.
Oh,
screen.
you're hitting the things.
Have that screen.
Yeah, you're hitting the things on the playfield
I think that frustrates some players. But I absolutely love it.
Well, because they want to follow the ball instead of the screen methodology.
Yeah.
You can still follow it, but it helps you to. Yeah,
and
it
people
does.
Don't like change, just like we said before. People don't want things to change. So.
Yeah, and I'm always. The only little beef I have with coding these days is that I would like during multi-ball balls to stay locked somewhere so they're not all at the flippers at the same time. Weird Al I was watching yesterday with the floating Weird Al heads bouncing around. I kind of wish the ball would stop a little more on the play field. Well, then you give time to calibrate where you're at.
I'm a fly flow player, so
Yep,
I'm never
me too.
gonna trap up a couple balls and have them sitting there.
I don't either. I try, but I don't.
I can, but I don't want to. That's not how I like to play. It's like nails on a chalkboard if I try to do that. I practice it, you know, I work on it because
if you have to.
I know there'll be a time where I need to make that one shot, and it's gonna matter enough to me that I'll want to be able to do it.
But that's not your style. You're a flow player.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd rather lose and play how I like than play differently and win.
That's right.
You know, and it's like a stubbornness. You know, it makes no sense to most people, but coming in first has never been important. It's not being last. You know, it's top 4 is always a goal. I'd like to make it to the top 4. It's fun making it to finals. But if I'm playing and having fun and meeting new people, hanging out with old pen pals and new, like, I'm doing it right. People take it more seriously. It's a range of player that you see in that tournament.
I think taking it too seriously affects your long-term health. I think the first rule should have fun.
People burn out.
I think the first rule should be have fun.
I've burnt out multiple times, you know? And you have to take a step back, reprioritize, see what really makes you happy, and focus on that.
By burnout, you mean play too much or too much social aspect, or just take it too seriously, or
all the
above?
All the above. You know, you see people take breaks where it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to play for a couple of years. Maybe I won't play in tournaments, but I'll play for fun. I'll play casually. Because you got to get in the right headspace. It's so funny. So we go to pinball for therapy, for relaxation. And then we start playing competitively. And all it is a bundle of nerves. It's stress, it's panic, it's what am I going to do? How am I going to afford this? It becomes this whole different problem. That's the opposite that we want from pinball. We want to just feel calm. We want to let go. We want to get sucked into that world under glass and let the rest of the real world just melt away.
Because pinball is spiritual. Because if you're playing it right, you're in the now. You are in the now. You're not thinking about bills. You're not thinking about just weather, traffic, work. You're in the now. You're just following the ball.
Yeah.
And I teach newer customers that. I said, and players, I said, just play. Just look down. You know, and you're not looking at your phone. You're not worrying about anything. And but if it's adding another problem to your life, like you said, I guess take a break. Just take a. Make sure
it's something that is filling your cup and not emptying it. You know.
Oh yeah. We were talking before this about your location that you work and curate is getting busy.
The arcade bounce back has been insane.
Who is coming back? Who is coming in?
So it's definitely, you know, we're seeing those families that we hadn't seen in 3 years, people that, you know, hadn't really been able to go travel out since COVID, but they're bringing their whole families with them. And then all of the new players, you know, all the people that built their home arcades when lockdown happened, when they were like, well, I gotta play. You know, the rentals, you know, all these people got their hands on games for long periods of time, got really good, and are like, okay, I'm ready to go play out. Let's find where this game is, that game is. The pinball map, you know, just having one game at your location will bring people in.
That's it.
So it's been really fun to see. It's really exciting. I feel a little guilty because, you know, you see other forms of hospitality and tourism, especially in Florida, is tanking. But it seems like arcades are really, really bouncing back. And
coin op, usually when it comes to pinball and certain arcade stuff, is seasonal. Yeah, summer, Christmas, Thanksgiving.
Spring break.
Yeah, spring break. But it's,
you know, you think of places that really they are seasonal. They're only open X amount of months of the year. We close down on Monday, Tuesdays, but that's because of our location. A lot of stuff is closed on Monday.
Right.
It's a very sleepy town. So.
How's that area doing? Their area around it. There's a strip.
It has built up immensely. A lot more restaurants. Tarpon Springs is really cool. It's got the largest free community in the U.S. We have this whole sponge-docked area where there's divers collecting the sponges. There's fresh fish restaurants. There's tons of great Greek food. That's more of like the touristy area of Tarpon, and
Right.
we're in historic downtown. We've got museums near us. We've got little antique malls.
Not too far from the water.
Yeah, not too far. No, we've got the bayous right there. You can see manatees in the winter.
And it's not far from 75.
No, it's Tampa Bay, so you know, it is a hike to get there. I'll say it is a little out of the way, but it's like you're transported to a totally different world.
So you like the area's nice. There's other stuff to do.
Yeah.
Are there tournaments there still?
Yeah, we do. We have a couple leagues, and we do a monthly tournament. We do a monthly bells, so we have a ladies chapter where we do a youth league as well at the same time.
Youth league, I like that.
Yeah, and I don't have littles myself, but I was kind of copying other chapters because you have moms that, you know, maybe they can't break away from the kids to come to a tournament. So you have something that they can both come to. The kids can go stay busy with their league, while the moms can still have fun, have some sisterhood, and, you know, have fun.
Side note, 'cause I can't keep up on everything, but there was kids ranking. Is that still exist? IFPA. Okay, so that's something that I think IFPA, if you're listening, should promote a little more, because I know of it.
I see that happening.
It's coming.
There's little flipper chapters. That's what
Good.
they're calling it. It's like a bells, but it's called Little Flippers.
Is that what you're running?
I haven't taken the name on yet.
Fair enough.
It's just the youth league.
Right, because we're at Southern Friday, and I don't see any mention of it. Like
So there was a youth tournament yesterday. There were like 15 kids.
Good.
15 kids. The kid that won it, Miles,
That's the kid that's really good.
he's really good. His brother is really good.
Is the kid that stood on the little there's a kid that's playing Maine too that's playing really good too.
So that's him and his brother.
Wow.
So he made it to B finals.
Wow.
He'll be playing today, his older brother, and just really great players. The mom, Reggie, did really great. So it was a whole family of players.
And kids you can learn real quick. You can learn languages,
Oh man,
programming,
those
reflexes.
Oh, those reflexes.
And they're eye level. They're eye level.
Right there. They are right there. Yeah, those kids are gonna, if they stick with it, if it's something they stay interested in, they'll be the next usher. Which is, we all want the next usher to come from our town.
Ah.
We want to be like partly like, oh yeah, this kid, this great champion.
This
that
kid's
we
been beating me
watched
since he was 7.
Oh yes, he has.
we got the Nick Mueller in Florida.
We do, yeah.
Yeah,
Nick has, you know, shed that baby weight. He's becoming a full-grown man.
We were his uncle and aunts, and I'd say, stop being a brat. Stop being a brat.
What are you doing?
Stop. Chill out.
You know how to act.
I don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, but he's such an amazing,
It's great.
amazing player.
Wonderful kid. Great kid. I call everybody younger than me. I'm 42, a kid. Sorry. Everybody in their 20s, you're a kid to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm climbing up that hill, 38.
Yeah, and I just, I don't mean anything bad when I call him a kid, but, man.
You remember that person that you first started playing with, that little kid.
That's right. That's why. Yeah, that's right. And it was wonderful. His dad would drive him up to Jacksonville, Fernandina. I even ran an event up in Fernandina, and he drove up there, and his dad drove him everywhere to put his time in.
I remember when he got his truck. He got that first car, and he could drive himself to his own tournaments.
And was rooting for him. He won. Went to nationals, and it's like it's like I'm rooting for people, Florida people here.
You want to represent?
That's why I didn't play. I just want to do interviews. I want to document everything.
Southern Pride is just, there's so much to do. There's arcade and pinball expos, but Southern Pride is a gaming expo.
And then look at this. And look, there's look at that entrance. Look at this. Look at this chandelier. I'm just out of the way of it. Look at this. This is gorgeous. This is the Waverly Renaissance. I never document it in the videos here, but look at this. And this is.
But yeah, if you come to Southern
look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, is this culinary art level?
It looks good to me.
I should have done. There you go. Zoom in. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Orange juice. That was Dan's.
So yeah, if you've been to Southern Pride, you know that stairwell well.
Is this one of your favorite events?
So Southern Pride was my first show I ever went to.
Really?
I stopped just because it's on the calendar before free play. So it was the same year, but I ended up going to Southern Pride in the summer and free play that fall.
What year was that? Roughly.
It's probably between 2013 and 2015.
Oh yeah, the previous location.
Doubletree.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, my first year was the Doubletree. I was showing up to try and buy a Waterworld.
Waterworld.
There was a Waterworld for $900.
Deal.
But I think we got there on Sunday and it had been sold out.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm happy forever he gets deals.
That's still one of my Grail games. I want a Waterworld so bad.
It's neat. It's neat. I'd only seen it like twice.
I like John Norris games. I like him as a designer. I wish he was still making games.
He's trying on his own doing
those designs that he put, the Champs-Elysees, like all of his different designs. I'm like, why aren't we making these? Because it's off the shelf. Like he's doing it right. He's like,
those are parts you can get off
here's
shelf.
How we make this game. It's not something custom because when Bond 60th came out, I said, sell me a $7,000 Whitewood. Sell me a game with no IP. Make it blank.
Just buy a play.
Just buy
a second play field, and
I just want to play that.
You like it? You like it?
I did get to play it in Wisconsin. I liked it. I liked it. There are things. I mean.
You liked it a lot.
Did I $20,000 like it?
No, 15. It's already down to 15.
I mean
8, 7, 5. 5 is the number. But you retheme it.
7 is a Whitewood. 7 is a Whitewood is what I said. You know, you get that.
Fair
make
enough.
the top something else.
I'd retheme it. I'd retheme it. I'd go, yeah.
Why are we making machines with Pussy Galore on it in 2023? I get that it's a character. I get that, but why have we made 3 Playboys and no Barbies?
Take my money. I want Barbie. I want Pokemon. I want Pokemon so bad. That's like my. I ask every customer, you want Pokemon pinball? They say yes. All of them.
You see it with the Marvel, with the superheroes, with some of the cartoony stuff that, yes, there are kid, family-friendly games. But, like, GIMP Multi-Ball? You want to have that on a location?
No.
Like, pinball should be fringe, you know?
To an extent.
But can we make it appropriate? Can we make it comfortable for all players? You know, I hate to be like social justice warrior.
No, well, these are in public.
We should cancel. But yeah, that's the thing.
Well, like I like Sopranos, but you know the girls dancing on the poles. I go to like a. And
I love that game.
I love that game.
I love Sopranos, but do I want it at replay? No.
No.
It would have to be modded. You know, those girls would have to be gone. They would have to be guys fully clothed, or like a guy and a girl fully clothed. It would have to be very different.
It has my favorite multi-ball stacking, which is curse word, and then you do curse word, and then you go to multi-ball. It goes bleep, 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 and I love it. It's like it's visceral. I'm like, it's not that it's cursing. It's just I never thought of that, and I love the flow. It's one of my favorite George Gomez games. I had one. It did okay on round, but it was a big show.
It's got a lot of toys. It's a lot to maintain, you know.
So what are like 3 themes?
Yeah, but anyway, like you have a game that maybe you have a route and you have it in an office building, and HR comes in and says, "We can't have this game."
Right.
It's got pussy on it.
Tell me 3 themes that your dream themes. Like, what do you?
So, Barbie, of course. And when I heard about food truck, I was like, this is almost what I want. I want a cafeteria, almost like a call to diner, but it's in a school setting. You have the brown bag, you have the hot plate, you have the Uber Eats. You know, you could get real, because kids Uber Eats at school. That happens.
Whoa, I didn't even think of that.
So I would think of like a dialed-in diner, taxi, old school, original theme, but everybody goes to school for the most part. You can even do like a homeschool co-op mode,
Homeschool co-op mode.
I would like to see original themes, or themes, even like
that resonate with families, because most of these games are going to houses. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Us guys put them on location. We're important for publicity of it, and I make decent money, but not all pinball makes money on route. Most pinball are just not like nominal, less than a jukebox obliterates it, pool tables, skee ball,
bowling games, like the virtual bowling thing,
crane games, which I call child gambling.
How about the kiddie casino games, the Minecraft card games.
I don't want to be the reason that little Johnny's gambling his way for the rest of his life, and I
swiped his savings away.
That's it. No, a pinball is you play, and you get a little better.
Yeah.
People don't believe that. I say you get a little better every time you play, a little.
So we have a casino nearby. We have the Tampa Hard Rock.
Yeah.
I see tons of crossover where people have come to stay at the casino, go to play pinball to save a little bit of money, but still get that jackpot adrenaline rush going. Yeah, that's another one of the weird crossover things, My third dream theme, though, I gotta pick a music pin, Madonna.
Yeah.
I want Madonna. But I want the Python Madonna. I want the Python art of the world tour, the cone bra.
Python could have done it. I guess with Barry Alser, would the team back then have been Python and Barry, or Python and... Ooh, that was about it. That was about the design. That was the glue. Or Pat Lawler. Pat Lawler was just on the edge from being there. But
Python and Richie. Mark Ritchie.
Right.
Yeah, Python and Mark Ritchie could have done a really cool.
That could have sold. But there weren't many licenses being done at that point.
There weren't.
It's fishtailing and
they were
getawaying.
They were getting canned, and it was becoming police force, and they were learning that lesson.
Isn't that wild?
So you see that where it was licenses that had to change. Instead of Alien, it's Dracula.
That's right.
So they were figuring it out back then.
It's Batman Police Force.
The best idea for a music pin I ever heard, though, was doing a rock band pin.
Right.
Where you could pick multiple. You could download the content and pay for it.
Yep.
So you could just pick whatever the hell you wanted and not have to listen to something you didn't want.
Closest
you
thing.
Stuck with the U2 album on your game.
The closest thing is GNR, because when you're in multi-ball, you have to make your shots. You have to keep your level up. And I haven't finished a song, and I'm decent.
Yeah.
So I've gotten close. I picked You Could Be Mine, and I'm like, all right, I'm 30 seconds left. Wow, boo. I'm like, don't boo me. I'm going to take the glass off next time. It's a customer's route game.
I'll make this happen.
I'm just going to take the glass off, because I don't know what you get when you finish a song. Any parting words to the pinball world? And
keep flipping. Wash your hands, drink water, and just have fun.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.